So to start, we'll just do a brief activity, just so we can get a sense of what I'm talking about. So I invite you all to feel your feet. Put all your attention, all your awareness into your feet. And now focus all your attention into your left big toe. What is going on in your left big toe? Can you release any tension? Surprisingly, a lot of tension can be held in these toes. Good. And now I invite you to wiggle your toes, to wiggle your toes. Okay, good. And you can continue wiggling your toes if you wish. You can keep your awareness there if you wish. Totally up to you. But yeah, just a short way to get in the body, perhaps out of our heads, a lot of talking. So stay grounded. So as Eileen mentioned, the vision or dream I'm sharing is unified playfulness. And this is a teaching methodology that merges mindfulness and playfulness. And I'll share a few slides just because it's so short here. One second. Cool. So yeah, I've been living in a monastery, a monastic setting for the past 2 years, and have an interest in clowning and background in playfulness. And it was fascinating being in the monastery and seeing the overlap between play and mindfulness, and how both lead to deepening self-awareness, both lead to limiting or getting rid of self-conscious awareness, and leading more to connection with self and others. So seeing these parallels very closely and experiencing them very deeply led me to feel called to offer this, to create this methodology to share with others and to facilitate people through mindfulness with playfulness, or through playfulness with mindfulness. So I'll just share a bit about this. So why do I feel that this is important? Partly there's not enough places for people to play, especially adults, like public spaces where you can just go and play with others, by yourself, whatever it might be. Life is much too serious, I see, in many contexts. And sometimes it doesn't need to be, or the play can enable a softer seeing or more deeper seeing. And secondly, attention and connection to self and others is diminishing. So I think this is true in the context I'm in, and I would imagine in other contexts as well. More and more people are becoming less and less connected, whether it's to nature, to themselves, to people in their community. And this is a broad generalization. Obviously, there are people that are very connected, but on a large scale, this seems to be the trend. And playfulness and mindfulness are conduits for lasting change. So for people to transform themselves, to deepen their self-awareness, to deepen their ability to lead, or whatever that means, leading an organization, leading a family, leading a team. Playfulness and mindfulness are both tools that can help people to do this more effectively. And in these times of, with all the things happening in the world, crises, people, up in arms, playfulness is important to keep people rooted and grounded, and to face these heavy situations with levity. So essentially, this enables more accessibility. So this methodology will give more people a chance to play, more people a chance to deepen their mindfulness, and it'll increase depth and width. So if you're a mindfulness practitioner, so in the monastery, I offered a lot of workshops in playfulness. So it enabled mindfulness practitioners to deepen their mindfulness practice through playfulness. Through engaging in these playful activities, you can viscerally experience not knowing, what's it like to be in a situation of not knowing, or the self-conscious awareness or relationship with the ego, or just presence. Simply noticing when you're present or not in a game can help somebody to deepen their practice. And similarly, theater artists have come to workshops and have commented on, wow, I could really benefit from mindfulness. This will really help my theater practice or my arts-based practice. So this offers depth and width for really anybody in any field, and wider connection as well. So it enables a versatility. So through play, we can explore mindfulness skills such as equanimity, concentration, and sensory clarity. And games and activities are designed to touch on these skills. And this is just a picture from a think tank I ran in Montreal a couple months ago. And here are 3 pictures. So this is a group play activity, and this is the end of a sequence. But we see 2 separate groups. And then they were given the prompt, imagine that you're meeting somebody for the first time you're meeting another human being. For your whole life, all you knew was this one group, this one tribe, and now you're meeting humans for the first time. And immediately they built a wall of chairs without thinking, without figuring it out. That was the initial response of the group. And it was very fascinating to see how people responded. And you can see in the middle, 2 people holding hands. And at the end, 2 people screaming at each other. And it was very interesting how, even in playfulness, when we encounter differences, what is our reaction? And this ended up being a group sharing food together, sharing imaginary food together. The whole group came together and broke the wall and, imaginary shared food. And it led to really deep reflections. I'm just noticing time, so I'll go through quickly. But these are some testimonials that people have shared. Yeah, and the 4th one I'll just touch on. We need permission to not take something seriously in order to take it as seriously as it needs to be taken, because some of these things are just too big. So this levity enables us to confront really serious issues in a way that being so serious and direct, sometimes doesn't solve the situations. So it enables a more fluidity. And I can share this slide later because I won't go through it. But the vision is this could be offered in one-on-one coaching. If somebody's a mindfulness coach already, they could be trained in playfulness coaching. So they could offer their students both mindfulness and playfulness coaching if useful. Also, if someone's a guitar teacher, they could be trained in playfulness coaching and offer their guitar students also playfulness lessons. Because improvisation and play are important in any skill. Local workshops in meditation centers, groups, sports teams, organizations, team building, schools, introducing kids to to mindfulness concepts such as equanimity and so on with playfulness. And this could be done virtually or in person. Hopefully, as the methodology grows and becomes more rigorous, we can create a train the trainer program. So I've hosted over 20 workshops already, and have done online workshops and the think tank, which I mentioned, and in the summer, going to have weekly offerings in person in Vermont and do a combination of play and grief work. And then in Montreal in the summer, we're going to do a seed workshop to launch this as an ecoversity, or to explore the possibilities of doing that. And open questions, the final slide. I'm hoping to build a website, some kind of foundation that I can start compiling and archiving these things. Funding, my dream would be to have enough funding for 1 year like 30 to 50K or something like that, that would enable me to incubate this and to do research and development without having to worry about feeding family or paying bills and whatnot. So to have the money that would enable me to offer this and do further research. Potential partners, I see this as a very collaborative offering that could link with many different organizations, teachers and elders that I can connect to, and just general feedback or questions would be very supportive. So I'll stop there.
Thanks,
And
Nick.
yeah, thank you all for listening and for being here.
So beautiful to hear this dream in detail. And yeah, to know that it's something you've been passionate about for many years, and then to start to like see it take a bit more form and vision.